Can you invest in the US as an international student? What is it that you need to actually start investing your money? What platforms in the US should you use to invest your money safely? What were my multi-bagger stocks in 2024 so far? And where should you invest? How to invest for short-term versus long-term investing? These are some of the questions that we will cover in today's video, and all of them are carefully curated based on all the questions that you sent, and I sought through and made a list and categorized them into this category we are going to call US investing for international students. Make sure you stay on this video till the end, because that's where I talk about what you should be doing for short-term versus long-term investing and how you should be thinking about your investments. So diving into the first question, which is by far the most popular one: can you invest your money in the US if you're an international student? And the answer to that is yes, you can. And I have done it. I know so many other people who have done it. I actually don't know anyone who hasn't done it if they wanted to do it. So yes, you can, but there are certain things that you need to have in order to be able to do it, which is where the second most popular question, which is what do I need to invest my money in the US, comes in. And for this, the basic thing, the first thing that you need is to have your SSN sorted. Now, what is an SSN? It is your social security number, which is this card that you will have if you have ever done any kind of a job in the US legally. And I only recommend working legally, especially if you're an immigrant. But that point aside, if you have done any kind of on-campus job or an internship or even a full-time job, then you would have your SSN, and that is the biggest thing that you need to be able to invest your money. Now, if you have just enrolled in school and you haven't really done a job, but you have some spare money that you want to invest, so what should you do in that situation? So here, what I highly recommend, that I've noticed so many other people do, is try to get an on-campus job as early as possible. Because if you have that, you automatically qualify for getting an SSN, and then you can start your investing process. Now, if you're in this unique category of people who are sitting in India but want to invest in the US market, what should you do? Like, what kind of stuff do you need? Well, you don't need an SSN, you don't need a job to get an SSN. All you need to do is to either invest through platforms like Vested. That is something that was very popular back in the day. Another thing that I have personally done is to either buy ETFs that have exposure to US markets or buy mutual funds. Edelweiss US Technology Fund was one that I invested in long ago. And there are a couple of more ETFs which I'm going to list over here, and you can try checking them out. This is not investment advice. It only applies to you like for a research purpose if you want to check them out. Now moving on to the third most popular question, which is what platform should I use if I want to invest my money? Well, I can tell you what platform I use, and that is Robinhood. I found it extremely easy to use. I used to invest my money in India before I started putting my money here, and at that time I used to use Zerodha or Kite for stocks and Grow for mutual funds. And honestly, I found Robinhood pretty easy to use, like way easier than Zerodha/Kite. Now, what other platforms are there that you can try? There's something called Charles Schwab. That's something you can try. There's SoFi Invest, and there are countless others. So you can pick whichever brokerage platform that you want to use. I can just tell you that I have had experience with Robinhood, and I find it to be the easiest. So if you want to try it, you can. This is not sponsored. This is not paid. I have just always used Robinhood, so that's all I can recommend. The next question is, what were my multi-bagger stocks this year, and do I recommend them? So this year I have invested my money both in India and US, and I'm going to talk about just the US investments because that's the point of this video, and I will only talk about the US stocks for the purposes of this video because this is not a video on options trading or anything else. So speaking of stocks, I'm going to go to my Robinhood while we speak, because I know that there are two stocks that made me the most money. The first one is obviously Nvidia, and the second one is Palantir. And speaking of the returns that I have on Nvidia, I have 75% returns, and this is from February or Jan end or February first week till now, and I put my money in a staggered way throughout a couple of months. Not going into how much money I invested, I'm going to hide it, but I will give you the proof that I have made 75.11% returns as of now, and today is November 19th when I'm shooting this video. The second one is Palantir. which is 150%. This is new for me also. I'm seeing it right now. I thought it's like 140% or something. So yeah, Palantir is 150.13% as of now while I'm shooting this video. And this investment I feel I made like a couple of months back, 3-4 months back. I'm not sure, I'll have to check it. Someone also asked about what is your YTD returns, which is what is your year to date return so far. Well, I started investing my money in the US only sometime in mid January, and from then till now, I have almost 42.6% returns on my portfolio. And I just want to preface it by saying that this is not fixed. I don't look at year on year returns. All I care about is my long term average. If I've invested my money in some kind of stocks that I know is just a short term bet, and I've just put my extra money over there just as a, something to play around with, then of course I keep tracking it, but otherwise I don't bother. If you want to know more about why I picked Nvidia or Palantir or any other stock, let me know in the comments and I will either make a video on it or explain it to you in the comment section itself. And now moving on to the last question, which again is very popular. Where should you invest your money for the short term and the long term? So let's first talk about the short-term investing side of things. Now, I personally don't think that if you have a short-term horizon, which is like a couple of months or even 1 year, then you should be focusing on investing your money in the market unless you're an experienced investor. So if you are thinking about short term, that means that you want liquidity. This is just some extra cash that you have right now and you want to be able to withdraw it whenever possible, but you also want to make some sort of a return on it. Now, typically, when you're putting money in the bank in India, you still get some returns. I remember I used to get 2 to 3%. But here in the US, if you just put your money in the bank, you're not getting any returns. You're getting maybe 0.003% or something, which is not very different from zero. So, what should you do in this situation? Instead of investing your money in the market, my recommendation, not investment advice, just a recommendation, would be to keep it safe and think of high yield savings accounts. At least that's what I did with my liquid money that I wanted, some liquidity on, and like an emergency fund sort of a thing. And what a high yield savings account does for you, it gives you between 4 to 5% per annum returns on the money that you put in, and you can withdraw it in as little as 1 hour to 2 days. So that gives you that kind of safety that, my money is making money, but I can also withdraw it whenever I want to. And that's how I made some $500 extra on my liquid cash that I wanted to. So this is one recommendation that I would have for the short term. Evaluate high yield savings accounts. There are many of them. I use Robinhood Gold. I also know that SoFi has something which I'm thinking about right now. I know that Goldman Marcus is a thing that a lot of people use. There is a platform called NerdWallet where you can check which are the high yield savings accounts that are the most popular and what are the returns they give. And you can evaluate which one is the easiest for you to open your account in. For me, Robinhood was kind of instant. I do pay them $5 per month to have my Robinhood Gold high yield savings account. Sorry about this noise. Oh my God, helicopters. It's just not possible to shoot a video with a good view because you have either the fire truck noise or the helicopter noise or some other noise that's coming in. Oh my God, this is New York City. Moving on. I pay $5 a month to Robinhood Gold, but there are other platforms that you can evaluate, and I'm going to put a link to the NerdWallet website below so that you can check it out and figure out which is the best high yield savings account that you should open for your specific situation. Now, what should you do if you're investing your money for the long term? If you have, again, there's a helicopter. Okay, I'm going to cut this. Now, what should you do if you're investing your money for the long term? So if you have enough of a runway that, you want to put your money for 5 years, 10 years, or whatever your long-term horizon is, it should be a couple of years, then it doesn't make sense for you to just make 4 to 5% returns on your money. You can make more because you don't need that money urgently coming into your account. So in this case, there are two ways that you can go about it. The first one is to take tips from people and invest in one stock or the other stock, whatever people recommend. Sometimes friends recommend something, sometimes uncles and aunts, or just your brother, your sister. Someone will tell you, invest in this stock, invest in that stock. This is going to go 10x in the next 5 years. And people do that. I have also done that. Having said that, the only time you should do something like this is if you have a very high risk appetite, or if you have prior investing experience in some shape or form. Now, if you don't have prior investing experience but you do want to generate wealth for yourself and get high returns, what should you do? Instead of picking one stock or two stocks or a basket of 5 stocks, what I recommend is getting a basket of the top 500 stocks. And what does that mean? That means there is S&P 500, which is literally an index that tracks the top 500 stocks on the stock exchanges in the US. And you can actually get access to that. And how do you get access to that? Through something called an ETF. So an ETF is an exchange traded fund. And without going into too much technicality, I don't want to bore you with the definition. I'll try to keep it very simple. Think of an ETF like a shopping cart. So when you go to a grocery store, which is the stock market, you pick the top 500 items over there and put them in your cart, which is the ETF. And it's like a collection of the top 500 stocks in the US. So it's very risk adjusted and diversified. So you are not taking a bet just on one company or 10 companies, you're taking a bet on 500 companies. And just to give you an idea about how much money people make just by investing in an index ETF, which is indexed to the S&P 500, I've done some research, so I'm going to refer to my numbers now. I did some research and figured out how much has the S&P 500 grown year on year, so in a 10-year period, from 1984 to 94, then 1994 to 2004, 2004 to 2014, and then 2014 to 2024. And here are the numbers. For the first decade, which is 84 to 94, it's 10.4%. Then it's 10.1%. Then 5.8%, which is not surprising. We had, 2008-9 period in between. And then from 2014 to 2024, the numbers are 11.1%. So how do you simplify it in your mind? Like, what does this mean? If you want to know if I'm getting these percentage returns per year, how much time does it take for my money to double? There's a simple way to understand it, which is the rule of 72. Whatever percentage returns that you have, you divide that percentage by 72 and you'll understand how soon your money is going to double. So if you're making 11.1% returns every year, that means that your money is going to double in roughly 6.5 years. And when I say that the index has 11.1% returns per year, that does not mean that every year it's returning 11.1%. It just means that in some years it's going to give you 20-25%, like this year. But in other years, it could be 3%, 4%, sometimes it could be negative. But all it's saying is that at an average level over 10 years, it's going to give you this much percentage of returns. So it's a very diversified way to invest your money if you're a beginner, and you can explore index ETFs. The one I put my money in, this is my safe money that I put in, is VOO, VOO. There are a few others and the fee structure for each of them is different, but I have listed them here and you can check them out. And you can just buy or sell these stocks on your Robinhood platform. You don't have to wait for someone's permission or figure out which are the top 500 you should choose. You just put your money and then you forget about it. That's what seasoned investors will also tell you, that if you're a beginner, just put your money in an index ETF and forget about it.
Let me give you a figure that'll blow your mind, I think. I bought my first stock when I was 11 years old. It was the first quarter of 1942. I spent $114.75. We had 3 shares, $114.75. If I put that 114 into the S&P 500 at that time and reinvested the dividends, think of a figure as to what it would be worth today. Oh man, $400,000 today, one person's lifetime. Now, the market's gone down many times during that time. People have panicked during that time. Headlines have been terrible. But if you buy it for 10, 20, just keep buying the S&P 500 index and forget about all the other nonsense that's being sold to you.
And that's it for today. These are all the questions that I had. I hope you found this useful. If there's anything else that you want me to talk about in more detail, let me know in the comment section. And if you found this video useful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me, especially because this is like a very new thing for me that I'm doing, making videos on YouTube. So every like, every comment goes a very long way in showing your support to me, and I truly appreciate it. So let's generate some wealth for ourselves, and I will see you in future videos.